about how far we've come. We start by just saying it's rock and roll music, but I think if we get further into it, I think I describe it as sort of like a direct kind of experience. Like we don't really, there's not a lot of effects that we try to bring out the inherent nature of the instruments rather than you know, put in a lot of like effects on the like vocals or instruments or anything. Also same with like the lyrics, like really try to like let that kind of stand out front on its own rather than turning it into something else. We play acoustic performances a lot, like for radio or for in-stores or things like this, and
it's different.
Yeah, we always enjoy it. It gives a whole other side of the song.
Tighter.
Time Spent in Los Angeles, the first song on our record, because it's like based on my experience, it's about Los Angeles, but the idea was that when you come from somewhere, it really leaves its mark on you, even if it's in a way that you can't necessarily define or describe. And I feel like if there's 100 people in the room and 2 people that are from Los Angeles, eventually they'll be able to point each other out based on qualities that they aren't even necessarily aware of, but as a whole they can recognize it. And again, like I think that'll be exactly the same case if you come from anywhere, like Minneapolis or Seattle or Austin. I feel like there's just something that the environment that you grew up in, there's something about that like leaves its stamp on you, and I guess it can be fascinating.
But you got that special kind of sadness. You got that tragic set of charms that only comes from time spent in Los Angeles. Makes me wanna wrap you in my arms.
Nothing Is Wrong was, if it wasn't entirely written on the road, it was like, you know, in these little breaks when we were home and kind of had time to think back on it, but it was in the thick of it. And each song would be written and then we would kind of arrange it on tour. We would learn it and put it in front of an audience and see how that shaped up, because we felt like, you know, one performance was worth a bunch of rehearsals. So that was kind of the way we approached it, and so I feel like the songs had more of a road tested and stage tested quality to it than our first record. We were going round and around to figure out the title of the album for a while, and something that really shaped up the entire thing. And Nothing Is Wrong is the last line of each chorus in the song so well, and it's used as this sort of, there's like a reassuring quality, and I feel like anytime someone says that, it tends to be in a reassuring sense. It's never just because that's simply the case. And so I felt like a lot of the songs on the record have this quality of kind of taking a look at like a darker side to a situation, and then trying to somehow like trace it to its root and figure out what took it there, and figure out how to kind of move forward or I guess just see the brighter side.
And from my home, I watch the people struggle through the burden of each day. And that's where Marie, sweet and gentle, smiles to me when she passes on her way.
I think that the whole point is for like for me, when I listen to music that I like, the stuff I respond to the most, I find it being the artists that really teach me their perspective and how they approach a situation. And if it's something that I identify with or that resonates with me because it's something I feel like I've gone through, then it's like wow, here's someone that's gone through this and got out on the other end all right, and I can learn something from that. I mean, that's definitely like, that's only happened like a few, so few artists. I'm sure for anybody, like, you have that intimate relationship not too often with a piece of art or a song or something, but mainly just to make sure someone feels like this is coming from the world that I'm coming from, and it's making me feel good, and that's all that we can ask for, I guess.